Hey everybody, Michael Wright, NashvilleOpenMics.com, and it's my honor and privilege here to be here with Jim Retzky today, who is the president of the Fallen Soldiers March here in Lebanon, Tennessee. And the proceeds go to animals for...
Purchase service dogs for wounded veterans.
Tell us about the history of it and the service dogs.
The organization started approximately 9 years ago with a master sergeant that survived a Humvee accident and also had some other challenges and wanted to do something to recognize veterans. The first 9 killed in one of the Gulf War, I believe. And at the opening day of the Lebanon Fair, he marched 9 miles from the National Guard to the opening day of the fairgrounds. And what happened this will be the 5th year, this Veterans Day will be the 5th year, he challenged that if over 200 people showed up one year that he would march from the square in downtown Lebanon, Tennessee, 30 miles all the way to Legislative Plaza. And that's when I got involved in the organization. And second year, I had a friend's son who needed a service dog that cost approximately $15,000. The government's not providing it for soldiers that are suffering from invisible conditions such as post-traumatic stress syndrome and other neurological challenges. So we reversed around the second year, raised the $15,000, and we had over, I guess there's about 50 people in the square. Third year, Chip Vanetta, who's a lieutenant in the fire department here in Lebanon, Tennessee, joined us. He had a friend who was involved in a training mission, used to go to the church right across the street, and he died in a Kiowa helicopter crash. So Chip asked if he could join me, and so we reversed the route the third year again, and we had over 200 people in the square, got escorted in by members of the American Patriot Riders and other veteran motorcycle organizations. And so here we are today. This is the second annual Fallen Soldiers March Motorcycle Poker and Bug Run, and it's all the proceeds go. We're trying to save up to buy an additional dog. We became an official 501c last year. We had over $35,000 in professional fees that were donated, attorneys, CPAs. The organization's been trademarked, and we're trying to find corporate sponsorship to help us buy more service dogs and try to expand this across the country.
I got a feeling you're going to be successful.
We're trying.
We're trying. Man, God bless you. Tell us about the dogs. Tell us about these dogs. How are they trained? Why are they so expensive? What goes into a service dog?
Well, a service dog, depending on what the challenges are, they can train them anywhere from a year to multiple years because they've got to be able to sense very sensitive conditions. If somebody's suffering from post-traumatic stress syndrome or I read a story, I'll give you an example. There's a guy that had a very extreme case. He ended up pulling a gun to end his life. He ended up pulling a gun to end his life, and the dog took the gun away from the individual.
Really?
Sensed it, yes. So they can do amazing things.
Wow.
That's not my expertise. Wow. We just try to, our purpose is just to get the funds, match them up, and we're trying to grow this, and we've only bought one dog.
When the dog took it away, I think that must have changed his mind. Can you imagine? My dog? Wow.
Yes.
Hey. Jim, a privilege.
Oh, my pleasure.
Get back to all your duties.
Michael.
I know thank you. Thanks so much.
Talk to, here's a good guy to talk. He wrote a song about fallen soldiers. His name is...
Hey, Michael Wright again, Nashville Open Mics. And I got done with the previous interview with Jim Retzky. I pronounced it wrong, I'm afraid, before. At any rate, when I got done with that interview, he said, hey, go talk to that guy Jordan Vanetta over there, because he wrote some very good songs, and obviously Jordan is special to the organization here. Tell us about it, Jordan.
Well, it's something I'm very honored to be a part of. My dad is on the board, and they were doing a march one day, and I happened to pass him coming up the highway. He was marching. I saw him carrying the flags, and from that moment, something kind of changed in me. I started really opening my eyes to our military and trying to pour out my soul to thank them for their service.
So you knew about it. You knew your father was involved in it, but it was that vision of something that hit you when you saw him marching. Wow.
Powerful.
Huh.
Very powerful.
Well, I know it's growing real fast, so
it is.
You got a song that you want to introduce and go ahead and play?
Yeah, we'll do it. This song was inspired by the first meeting that I got to have with these fellas. We were all going around the room talking and introducing ourselves, and one of the guys that's on the board, Jim Williams, Sergeant, he told his story about the war and how it affected him. Almost lost his life, saw some of his friends lose their lives. And when it got to my turn to introduce myself, I was tripping over myself trying to express how grateful I was to him. And not long after that, I kept thinking about that, and I realized, there's nothing you can say or do that is enough to thank these fellas. So that's kind of what the song's about. How can you thank a man enough for risking it all to fight for everything we love? Dear neighbors, please recall, this man has a family, this man has a life. I'm afraid there simply are no words to honor that sacrifice. But I thank you, though it ain't enough, and I pray your days are filled with peace and love. Well, I can't give you all you deserve. Only the Lord above can give the measure of your worth. Now when a soldier makes it home, the war never really ends, and he longs for the night where he can sleep in peace again. There's no way to understand all that they go through, but take the time to get it on your mind, 'cause they did what they did for you. And we thank you, though it ain't enough, and we pray your days are filled with peace and love. But we can't give you all you deserve. Only the Lord above can give the measure of your worth. So people of America, answer the call. Give praise to those still standing, pay tribute to those who fall. And as for you dear souls, I salute your bravery. It's because of you the red, white, and blue flies over the land of the free. And we thank you, though it ain't enough, and we pray your days are filled with peace and love. We can't give you all you deserve. Only the Lord above can give the measure of your worth. Only the Lord above can give the measure of your word.
That was fabulous. No wonder Jim wanted to do that. Don't go away. And Eric Taylor's going to be on here in a minute too. All right,
There he is.
Yeah, that train's coming. But I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna reset the camera here just on you so the guitar's in there. Would you do another one? Thank you. Okay, here's Jordan and Eric, and take it away, Jordan. Tell us what you like.
Hey, Granddaddy. You know why I wrote this song?
Why did you write this song?
Where I wrote this song.
Well, where did you write this song?
I wrote this song when I was supposed to be watching my son. He was he was left in my care that day, and I came up with a song.
Well, so there were consequences to this song being written.
Could have been, yeah, could have been.
Okay, very good background.
No, this song, Fallen Soldier, it's something I kept hearing in my head, you know, being a part of the organization. I heard that term a lot, the fallen soldier, and I kind of thought, what is a fallen soldier? And what kept coming through my mind was obviously someone who had paid the ultimate price.
Exactly.
As a soldier. Not that that's the only meaning it has, but and I began to think about meeting one of those people who had gave everything. And it took me to a cemetery. And I always wanted to do a talking song. I always loved Johnny Cash and people like that.
Oh, yeah.
So I figured this would be a good one to try.
It is a good one.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Cemetery late one night to pay my respect to a friend who gave his life. And after I said what I come to say, I turned and noticed a young soldier standing by one of the graves. He said, "Thanks for coming. I don't see many people these days." After a while, people kind of put these memories away. With sadness in his eyes, he bowed his head. And I'll never forget the next words that he said. Fallen soldiers, may God keep you. Your courage through eternity. Our memories will never release you. Protectors of the land of the free. After he said those words, a gunshot rang through the night, and a streak of lightning flashed red, white, and blue in the moonlight. And when I turned back around, my new soldier friend was nowhere to be found. Then I realized that man was sent to remind me of something. That these brave men didn't die for nothing. Because you know we all enjoy the pleasures of the free life, but not without loss and sacrifice. So each day I thank the Lord for that man I met, and I'm here to tell you I'll never forget. Fallen soldiers, may God keep you.
saw it here first, ladies and gentlemen. NashvilleOpenMics.com.
That's right.
Hey, 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 hey,
Good
hey.
job, Randy.
You.
Hard times came like they did before, and they made our spirits weak. And if you look out in the harbor, you'll see a tear on Mother Freedom's cheek. And it's hard to see the bloodshed and the families torn apart. There's still one thing that hasn't seen defeat, and that's the fighting American heart. The flag's still waving high, and the bell still rings for the free. A lot of brave men and women have died, and for them we'll always grieve. So lift your head up high, be all that you can be. Thank those who paid the price, and raise your hand if you still believe. Raise your hand if you still believe. Well, I still believe in the Lord above, and I thank Him for this land. And I still believe in pulling your own weight, not eating from the government's hand. And in the working man that keeps the wheels turning, though the big wheels ain't on his side. They might take our jobs and ship them somewhere else. They can't take our American pride, 'cause the flag's still waving high, and the bell still rings for the free. A lot of brave men and women have died, and for them we'll always grieve. So lift your head up high, be all that you can be. Thank those who paid the price, and raise your hand if you still believe. Raise your hand if you still believe.
number.
362436.
One time.
362436.
Right there.
Hey!
87 split. Okay.
Tell him thank you for donating.
Tell him he donated it back.
Thank you for donating that back to the cause. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I only know this guy. He's the seems to be the hit of the show with the kids on his bike. The winner of the poker run is affectionately known as Brewster. A pick of a Les Paul Gibson guitar donated by Gibson Guitar. He gets 4 lower level Predators tickets and a 6-month supply of Nutro Max dog food from Nutro Dog Food Company.
Yeehaw!
Yeah!
Whoa! Awesome.
Sounds like the bug run had a dramatic finish. It sounds like there were 2 guys with bugs close, but unfortunately one of the bugs fell off. So hopefully that won't happen next year. But the winner of the bug run, that winner is Ted Lauer.
Awesome, Ted. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Someone told him what we were doing here. Now, this is something that's really near and dear to my heart. My sister's in North Carolina, and she heard about what we were doing here, and she worked on this quilt. So this is going up for auction. So I'm going to turn this over to the auctioneer.
Hello, everyone. How you doing? All right. Who give me $100 bill? It'll be a bond, $100 now, 150. 100, $150. Who give 125? 125, 5 at a bond, 25. Look at me now, 125. I bid $100 to get 125 once. 165, now 70, now 75. 175, 5 at a bid, a bond of 175. 170, 75, 5 at a bid, on of a 5. You all done? All in? 175. So did $170, lady right there.
I'm standing here with, you recognize Bobby. He was the auctioneer a little bit ago there. And that was so much fun, I thought we'd get a couple of words from Bobby here. Why are you here today? And
Well, my dad, I'm wearing his cap, a World War II cap, and I just think it's an honor to help the veterans, to give back and do what you can to, try to give back to them a little. And I just enjoy it so much.
and this crowd, they're pretty enjoyable. That
Very
was a lot
enjoyable
of fun,
crowd.
Yep.
And, anytime you get the opportunity to give back, and, I've been really blessed in my life, so I just jump at the opportunity where I can just give back. And
That's true of so many people around Nashville. It's just a blessing to be here.
Yes, and it makes me feel so good to be able to give back. And old people always told me my whole life, anytime you give and help somebody in life, it'll come back to you, it'll come home. And it's been true in my life.
Well, God bless you. I'm sure proud to have met you here
Yes,
today.
sir.
And
Nice meeting
thanks
you.
for doing that.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Thanks, Bobby.
You're welcome. You have a good day.
Billy, I understand you've got a pretty high award and high honor from.
Yes, I did, from the AMVETS Association. It's the highest civilian honor that you can get. It's the Silver Star, Silver Bayonet Award. And I was really, really, really humbled to get it.
Who presented you with that?
The AMVETS Association.
AMVETS.
Where was that?
And they had their convention in Gatlinburg for this year.
Okay.
And,
Congratulations.
I received it, and I was really blessed and honored to get it.
Well, I'm sure it didn't come easy.
And I had no idea I was even being nominated for it. The veterans from the nursing home in Murfreesboro come over every so often, and I feed them lunch or dinner, when they come. And we have a car show here Friday night, and they love to come to that. And they nominated me for it, and I was really tickled to do that, get that done.
Well, you're a local legend here with the Snow White.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm not a legend.
Legend in his own time.
I'm just somebody who cares about the veterans.
He is.
Pleasure to have you on.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Okay. Still here at the Fallen Soldiers March. Michael Wright, NashvilleOpenMics.com. And our pleasure to have here with us Brian, Sergeant Brian, and I understand you kind of led the parade here.
Yes, we led the parade. We run about 120 miles.
I didn't realize that.
4 stops and 120 miles.
That was the polka run?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a long polka run.
Yeah.
Well, that was a lot of fun. I saw you were having about as much fun as anybody.
Oh,
here
yeah,
today,
yeah.
And you were enjoying it very much. Tell me, why are you here? Why?
Last year I won the polka run, the first annual Fallen Soldier March polka run, and I told Jim that I would help put next year's on if he needed help. So he gave me a call up about a couple months ago and asked me if I'd help with it. And I said if I was still interested, and I said yeah.
Well, you sure added a lot to it today here, and you're going to be retiring here pretty soon from the military.
And
I understand.
December 21st, I retire with 23 years of military service.
Well, God bless you.
And the
Thank
Army
you for your service.
How can you thank a man enough for risking it all to fight for everything we love? Your neighbors, please recall, this man has a family, this man has a life. I'm afraid there simply are no words to honor that sacrifice. But I thank you, though it ain't enough, and I pray your days are filled with peace and love. Well, I can't give you all you deserve. Only the Lord above can give the measure of your worth. Now when a soldier makes it home, the war never really ends, and he longs for the night where he can sleep in peace again. There's no way to understand all that they go through, but take the time to get it on your mind, 'cause they did what they did for you. And we thank you, though it ain't enough, and we pray your days are filled with peace and love. Now we can't give you all you deserve. Only the Lord above can give the measure of your